Marston's Domain.
Hey everyone, Marson here, and today I want to talk about my least favorite level in Donkey Kong Country. This is one of my all-time favorite games, but just because you love something, that doesn't mean that there can't be things in it that you just don't really like. So for me, there has always been one level that I do not enjoy in this game, and I have been playing this game for over 20 years now, and I still don't enjoy it, and I still somehow get hit and don't have it fully memorized. And if you're wondering where my skill level is with this game, I've actually beaten it with one hand, and I have that as a highlight video on this channel if you want to check that out. And I also just like to use any excuse to bring that up. But the reason I bring that up is because I'm trying to really showcase that I really know this game, and this is the one level that I still just can't get down. And the level in question is Poison Pond. Now with showing this, I'm going to show footage of me trying to play it as if it's my first time and not really going for all the secrets and stuff and all the little things that I know about the level. And then I'm going to also show footage of me beating the level how I would now. So for a first time player, I think this level is actually extremely difficult because even with me playing the level the way I normally do, I still get hit. So for a first time player, I think this is actually rather difficult. And with me not using the secrets that I know now, I was actually having a decently difficult time, because this level actually has 2 secret Unguard locations. And I know it's not the only level to have 2 of them, but I feel like this one in particular has 2 of them because they knew this level was difficult. And if you try to beat this without Unguard, it definitely is harder. Again, without using some of the secrets that I've learned from just playing the game a bunch. Because one in particular is at the end of the level. If you don't know this, it is a lot more difficult to pass, because you have a bunch of fish just coming right at you, and timing it's actually difficult. I managed to get hit when just trying to get footage of this, because I never normally do it this way. The way that I normally do it, if I don't have Unguard, I just swim at the top. If you swim at the top, they cannot hit you. There was also another section that I normally pass by going through the wall, and I tried doing it the normal way, and I got hit. Again, I don't have much experience with this part because I don't do it normally, but they definitely knew this was difficult because there's a DK barrel right in this spot. And what's interesting too is the second Unguard location is decently difficult to get to as it is. And with how the level is already pretty difficult, it's interesting how there's secret spots with just a bunch of bananas that are honestly rather difficult to get to. One part, if you go to get the bananas, an enemy comes at you and just keeps going forward. There's another secret where there's a mincer, which I actually had to look up what these were called. I had no idea. Where it's going up and down decently fast, and just to get footage, I managed to get hit. I know I got hit at least once getting footage. I think I might have got hit a couple times getting footage, just trying to get this bunch of bananas. So this level is already kind of training you to not really want to go for these because the level is already difficult. So you might not even know that there's a second Unguard location as it is. And since you're only getting rewarded with one bunch of bananas with all these little secret areas, it's probably going to make you try to just go the normal path. And interestingly enough, even with Unguard doing it the way I normally play, I still manage to get hit. And when you factor in how much time I have in this game and how I can fly through pretty much any level in this game, it's so interesting that this is the one level that I still just can't get down. Now, I'm sure that if I just sat there and only played this level and just really focused on fully memorizing it, yeah, I'd probably be able to do it. But it's just interesting that I don't have this issue with any of the other levels. Even when it comes to Blackout Basement, I can pretty much just play this level without the lights even being on. That's how used to this game I am. So for this one level to give me this much trouble, it really makes me feel like the difficulty curve on this level, or just the way the level is set up in general, is just vastly different than the rest of the levels in the game. It is possible that that's not the case, and I'm just really bad at this level randomly, but I just find it interesting that this is the only level that seems to give me this kind of trouble. And to be clear, I'm still beating the level, but I manage to get hit when doing so when I play it normally a good chunk of the time. And I think a part of that is because with mostly all the other levels, I can just fly through them. I don't really need to stop. Yeah, there's some auto-scrolling levels where it's a little bit different, but most of the levels, I can just fly through them. And I think with this level, if you don't have it fully memorized, you can't really just fly through it. You're bound to get hit. And something else I noticed with this level, which was super interesting because I have never noticed this before. And for those who watch this video, maybe you won't feel the same way. And this is not knocking the soundtrack at all before it sounds like that. I love the soundtrack to this game. But when I was recording footage, I also noticed that the music to me doesn't really fit the way this underwater level is. I'm just gonna let this scene play out for a little bit without me talking and just have the music play. For some of you, you may not think that it doesn't fit or anything, and I was that way too, all the way up until I went to make this video. Making this video, it honestly started to feel like, wow, this music doesn't really fit here. And I think it's because, yeah, it's an underwater level, but the visuals of this level are so drastically different than the other underwater levels that to me, I think this could have used a different track. Maybe similar to the track that's used, but maybe altered a little bit to give a bit more of an uneasy feeling maybe. Because in the other underwater levels, I think it fits perfectly. And I think it has a lot to do with the scenery and the way that the level looks. Because in Croctopus Chase, this is a level where, just like in the name, you're getting chased. And you would think that maybe there would be a different song playing here. Kind of like in DKC 2, where there's a level where a big zinger starts to chase you. The entire level has a different song to it until you get to the zinger chasing you. This is where I think it really does have more to do with the way the level looks, because I think that in Croctopus Chase, the song fits perfect, even though there's things chasing you, and it seems like maybe it could be more intense if there was a different song here. I think something that this level could have had, that could have alleviated the fact that this level seems harder than all the other levels, is that I think this level could have used something that really differentiates it from the rest. Now yes, it does have green water, so that does kind of separate it from all the other water levels, but I'm talking more of just something that is really different in terms of how the level is played. Because yes, the water is green, but it doesn't change how you move around in the water. I think that since this water is supposed to be poisonous, I think it would have been really cool if there were some enemies that were morphed a little bit, or one enemy that just seems really big and powerful because it got messed up from this poison. And some of you may be thinking that this might be too much to ask for them to do in this game, but they're no strangers to adding something different for just one level. This game has Squawks, and Squawks is only in one level, and adds a totally different mechanic to that level. So they're no strangers to doing this, and I think they could have. And I think it would have made it so that this level had something unique to it, and it could have added an extra spice instead of it just being difficult. Because yeah, if they kept the level the same, it would still be difficult. But to have something different in it that really separated it from all the other levels, and more specifically the underwater levels, I think it would make me dislike the level a little bit less. I still wouldn't fully enjoy playing through it just because of the fact that I have a harder time flying through it like I do the other levels. But if there was some really cool enemy that was only in this level and it was some beefed out shark or something, which I'd be a little bit biased because I love sharks even though I'm petrified of them, I would definitely get excited to see those enemies. And interestingly enough, I think this is actually the only underwater level in this game that doesn't have the big sharks in it. Which is surprising because they could have used this level as an excuse to make a big mutant type of shark. So for me, Poison Pond has always been a level that I've not really liked. And it's actually the only level that I don't like in Donkey Kong Country. I don't hate the level, but for me, for as long as I've been playing this game, it's always been the one level that stood out to me. So hopefully you enjoyed watching this. Definitely let me know in the comment section down below on how you feel about all this. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Definitely let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this and want to support my content, feel free to subscribe. And until next time, I'll see y'all later. Take care, everyone.